Hello, 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 chaps. It's turn 75, and, well, it's just a continuation of what happened last turn. Nothing too radical. So Mashaka did invade this province here, Zion, but he didn't bring his whole forces, which is quite confusing. So maybe he's trying to bait me into sallying forth, and then he'll bring the Lion Warriors in for that. Or maybe he just wants to, get some income, get a hold on what I'm doing, trap my guys inside the fortress. And I'm not going to break siege this turn, because I'm actually going to summon another Sea King's Court. I alchemized about 20 astral pearls to get myself all the way to 45 water gems. So I'm going to be coming out of this fortress with 4 Sea Kings. And actually, the 4th Sea King won't be fully geared. He won't have these, so it's not going to be as effective for him. But oh well. In fact, he also won't have many water gems, will he? No, I can give them water gems, so that'll be okay. But yeah, I'll have four Sea Kings, 2 of these Dai Oni, along with some Dai Oni in the region that can be brought in. And then I've got some demons in this fort as well. So overall, pretty strong force. I might be able to just sally forth and break siege and defeat them, even if he moves these guys in. He attacked this with a Lich, which is a Death 4 Immortal Mage, obviously, and this with another Buddha in the Were Hyena form. But when he attacked Arame with a Harvester of Sorrows, it got completely annihilated by a Banefire to the face, which took away most of its HP, and then some, I think, a demon, like some skeletons hit it or something. What else happened? Well, one of these guys, and he was geared as well with the Mindhunt gear, I'm pretty sure. Let's have a look. Yeah, he got assassinated, and that's very sad. Yeah, look at that gear. Totally lost now. Don't you just love the scripting that makes them cast Body Ethereal on themselves against an enemy with magic damage attacks? So he just dies instantly. You had 1 spell to cast. You're an Astral 4 Mage. Just cast goddamn... I guess with high magic resistance, he might have failed anyway. And we lost a Naminari who had no gear. She was nothing important. So they're also in the same province. So there's 2 assassins at least who are at large in this province. And I'm going to mind hunt the province. And I'm also bringing in these guys to patrol this province. Now, like I mentioned before, these are not the ideal patrollers because they generate unrest. But I'm fairly sure they patrol faster than they cause unrest. So that's the thing. Oh, the battle that happened here was just a barbarian attack. And we attacked Rus with our Mound King to see what's inside it. And I could just roll over this if I storm it, maybe. Or something very vicious and evil and painful might happen. This is an Astral 8 Mage with 5 pearls equipped. And this guy is also a pretty big dude. He's pretty chad. So he might do something very vicious, and this guy might do something very vicious. Now, Rus didn't move his armies this turn, so I do think he's kind of given up on the game, but he's still sending in his turns, which is nice. So he might put in the effort to script these guys to do something really, really vicious, like Master and Slave, and Firestorm, and that kind of thing. So... And he's also got this one. So he's got some big magic in here, and he's got some size 4 air elementals. So this might be a tough nut to crack. And as before, it's trying to strike a balance between taking too many little demons and having them HP out everyone, or taking too few and then having my Dai Oni die because they're taking too many hits themselves instead of it being taken by the little demons. So also because of the Astral 8 Master and Slave threat, or even just Enslave Mind in general, I'm gonna have to be very careful that I only send in Dai Oni who are geared with at least 1 magic resistance item, like this guy with 21 magic resistance, possibly more. I was about to say that I'll have to script them all to cast Iron Will, but actually I'll get this guy to cast Anti-Magic, which does the same thing, and they don't stack. So I'm not going to storm Rus this turn because I want to bring in more support. I might also not use the Hanyas because the Hanyas don't have good magic resistance. I might just use the Dai Oni with anti-magic. So that's really all I have to say. Oh yeah, and there was a big battle against Rus over here. I say it was big, but it wasn't exactly terribly complex. So as you can see, I need to stop saying that. But yeah, turn up with a bunch of trash and some Dai Oni. Does this guy survive, I wonder? So really, he's got some shitty mages. He's got a couple of people that can cast thunderbolts, and then he's got these two guys who are now quite well geared. This is a decent amount of gear. This is a decent amount of gear. They are regenerating. They have 130 HP and 29 protection. So I cast darkness in this battle, which is just normal, obviously. But what's less normal is that I actually cast Rigor Mortis as well, and that enabled me to finish off all of these mages, because they all got knocked unconscious and held in place by Rigor Mortis. Oh, and this guy, we get to see our 25 reinvigoration Dai Oni in action, which is pretty cool. I really like this. 4 reinvigoration items, death 5. All of these skeletons are from him. Well, I say all of these skeletons, he actually hasn't cast them yet. But yeah, raise dead. I wonder how much fatigue that costs. So all of the troops are now fleeing, but the Dai Oni is still going. I think one of my Dai Oni actually lose an eye because of the eye vengeance item these guys have. This has eye vengeance, and he was hitting this guy a lot because even a Dai Oni takes a long time to kill something this tanky. So this guy escapes. He's still out on the map, but all of the mages are now asleep, and the other guy is about to die over here. Huh, that's weird. They actually didn't take any afflictions so far. I thought they had afflictions in this battle. So when did they suffer the afflictions? That's really weird. So this guy somehow gets knocked unconscious. I guess someone cast Breath of Winter or something? Yeah, this guy did. No, he actually... he had this item, and it's just sitting in the middle of his mage core, knocking people unconscious. I could have sworn they had afflictions after this. I could have sworn it. But yeah, this is the work of Rigor Mortis, holding them all in place to be killed. Very nice spell. Ah, so he actually suffered... He lost an eye to being frozen. What a humiliating way to suffer an affliction. And this guy got a chest wound somehow. Okay, this is where he got the chest wound. How did he take damage, though? I don't really understand that. What was that? Okay, so we can't see because we just get this shit. But, I think it... Was it his own Scutata Volturnus? I think it must have been. His own... He hit himself with his Scutata Volturnus. So this is the loot we got from this battle. Marble Armor, which is not amazing. Scepter of Cleansing Flame, which is, I guess, okay. Vine Shield, pretty nice. Blue Dragon Scale Mail, pretty nice. The Tome of Gaia, which gives you plus nature and plus earth paths. Very, very nice, unique booster items. Crown of the Frost King gives you an ice elemental retinue, and it gives you a chill aura. So I might actually give that to one of my guys in this province that's getting assassinated. But then again, I actually can't, because all of these items are stuck on these 3 Mound Kings and are being sent into this... where are they being sent? Where are you actually going? Yeah, okay, so they're going there to drop off these items. And I also took this province, but there was no defense there. I think, yeah, I haven't shown you all of the little raids that went on this turn. But those were the important battles. And I laid siege to Nom as well, which is this one over here. And I can actually storm Nom. I guess I'll give it a try, storming Nom. That might work, with a bit of luck. Yeah, he might also die though. Like, the defenders on the walls can easily shoot this guy with arrows, which would be very embarrassing. So I'll see if I can take Nom with these guys. And I think... Oh yeah, research. So research has gone up by about 10% this turn. Not really good enough, but it'll have to... You know, it's something at least. We did find the Well of Pestilence in this province. So I now have 41 Death Gem income per turn, which is very good. Item-wise, well, I fell short of a few item types. I've kind of given up on organising this. Oh yeah, I've got these, because I took them off this province, where they're no longer useful there because I don't have any borders where people can actually see the fake scouting reports. So, should probably put them... Honestly, I'm starting to not care anymore. I guess this guy can have some, and this woman can have some. Yeah, they can generate a false scouting report for the benefit of Mashaka. So, our Mound King survived this attack, but he'll probably die next turn to it. Summon some more crossbreeding. Spammed Pack of Wolves in this province, actually. So I now have some wolves here. Might use them for... I'll have to remember to use them as... to patrol... I have to remember to use them for patrolling. Found a Wellspring of Secrets over here, so that's nice. Corpseman Construction was cast here, but now he's going to flee the province so he doesn't get assassinated. Because this is actually the last guy I have, this is the last sorcerer that I have available to do Corpseman Construction. I don't want to use an air random Dai Oni for that. And all of my sorcerers are different randoms that don't have air. And Corpseman Construction is air death, so he is fleeing to where he'll hopefully be safer over here. Because I feel like when Mashaka sees forts on the map, he tries to send assassins to the forts, obviously. But this province will look like something that isn't worth raiding in the same way. So that's why I think he might be safer outside of a fort. The mind hunts I sent against don't know if I mentioned this last time, but I mind hunted these provinces to try and harass him. Just to be a bitch, I guess. And he didn't have astral mages there. But he probably has very few astral mages and very little astral access. But he just resisted the attacks anyway, so that was annoying. Oh, he killed my my little scout. That's annoying. And yeah, Duvan is another province with just some mages in it. Unfortunately, I don't have any actual troops there, so I can't storm it. It's not breached. This province I'm going to storm with just troops, just these guys. And as long as this guy doesn't get sniped, then that should work. I should probably send him in... I probably shouldn't send in a single Mound King like this, a single commander, because the odds are he will get soul slain randomly. I mean, that's not that likely, but it's likely enough to be very, very annoying. I guess it doesn't matter if he dies, really. It's not an important place. Oh, it is an important province, actually. I'd quite like to have this. Then there's the... Oh, and I'm building a laboratory here so that I can then summon a Hito Bashira, like I mentioned before. And that really is it for this turn. So that's turn 75. Hopefully Rus is going to be... hopefully next turn I can issue the storming order for Rus. But yeah, if I didn't show it clearly enough, Rus did lose like 40 mages here. So a huge crushing defeat for him. But he's kind of given up and stopped moving anyway. So the real question is not, can I defeat Rus, but can I defeat Rus without losing too many mages? Then the issue is that I have 5 thrones in my territory. The ones that haven't been claimed are this one up here, this one over here, and this one over here. So if I claim, I can send my prophet to claim those, and my pretender god as well, I guess. In fact, maybe my pretender god should claim this one immediately. I think, because I was sending him here, but I guess that's not the actually important thing to do. I think claiming the throne is more important. Magic +1 will be very nice, and obviously 3 Astral is nice, and some extra Dom spread is nice. And that's about it. That really is about it. So I shall see you chaps next time. Hello chaps. It's turn 76. A pretty decent turn for us. However, had a big gold crunch, so I wasn't able to build any new temples this turn. And Mashaka has continued his rather good raiding as well, so he's very much back in the picture. Obviously those two things are related. He also moved his other guys on top of this fort, and it's half breached, and he will probably look at that and calculate that I have a lot of people inside it, including these guys who sea trolls. He probably will realise that I have sea trolls with 2.4 siege defense, because of course the little Kooni are only 0.4 each. He may have realised that I've summoned 2 more sea troll kings, or whatever they're called, sea kings courts. So unfortunately I don't know exactly what this force of his looks like, because he already besieged the province the turn before, so I'm going to have to break siege with one of these mound kings to find out. I also, because this is now besieged by a major force, I also don't know if I can actually escape with these guys by just... I don't think I can actually fight them yet. So what I'm doing is I'm using a lot of the shade mails that I have lying around to sneak guys into this fort. So as well as summoning a couple more Sea Kings, I'm also sneaking 2 Astral Mages in, as well as this guy. He's flying in with Shade Mail. He's on the Shade Mail Flying Boots Express. And this guy, who was about to cast Tito Bashira on this province to fortify it, has instead used the laboratory to equip a Shade Mail, and he's going to be sneaking in here as well. Another guy that got into this province, I can't remember if I used a Shade Mail the previous turn, or if he just moved in the turn before it got sieged. Is this guy. So we have Air, we have Major Blood, we've got Death. We actually don't have Death Air crosspath here, so that's very unfortunate. But we'll have these 4 astral mages as communion slaves, and then this guy I will probably choose as the communion master, and he can do summon earth power. He can do maybe some other things. I guess summon earth power is the main one. They're not sacred, and we don't have big nature magic here, no, we don't. So I can't do relief, and I can't do reinvigoration from my bless. So this won't be the most empowered communion in terms of reinvigoration, but we'll have the ability to cast anti-magic and probably just gifts from heaven afterwards. I will probably break siege next turn, because defending in a siege battle, everyone who flees dies. I think maybe they don't die if you win the battle, but maybe they do die even if you win the defensive siege battle. But anyway, breaking siege allows you to then fight again with the guys that retreat from that if you lose. It's just safer overall. I prefer to break siege for that reason. And what we'll have is a lot of Kooni who will be bloodlusted, and Fog Warriors. Actually, is Fog Warriors Air 5? So I might need to transfer. I might need to give him the. I might need to transfer the helm of whatever the fuck onto him. This helmet, which actually won't be available because I'm still not besieging this place. That's not good. I might need to add this guy to the communion using the crystal heart, the crystal matrix. In fact, I was thinking what I could actually do theoretically in future is make another 2 of these and put 4 of them on Sea Kings, and have a Sea King Turbo Communion where they just use their high HP and regeneration to tackle the fatigue damage. That would be quite interesting. I'd be very interested in trying that, and hoping they don't get feeble-minded, which is quite unlikely, I guess. But anyhow, I'll find out next turn what exactly this place is. what exactly this army has, and I think I'll have the tools to fight it. I'm also moving into this province with these forces, and I'm not moving into this one. I'm also moving into this province with 2 Dai Oni. So, yeah, we'll see what he brings against me and how he reacts. I've raided this province, and I'm going to raid this one as well. This is a nice province to raid because there's just so many gems here, and some gold as well. But yeah, maybe abandoning Mashaka and attacking Rus was a mistake. So I have managed to basically wipe out Rus. But Mashaka, I guess I stand by my original decision, actually. It's nice to be able to attack Mashaka with Rus gone and with this much larger territory to attack across. So that it's less easy for him to cut off retreats if he takes a force by surprise and makes it rout when there's a big border along. So that's sort of the overview of the turn. Also, he got 3 assassinations this turn. Let's see what they were. Very annoying. They're starting to get annoying. So the Ubagavi survived, probably because of Phoenix power again. This was a Magus, and he was actually equipped to cast Mind Hunt. So that's 2... Huh, was it? I thought this guy was equipped... Okay, so this was just a junior Magus with no gear. Huh. Okay, well that's nice. I actually didn't lose a big Magus. Then there's a demon priest who died. I think he was elsewhere. Yeah, the demon priest that got assassinated was in this province. But that's okay. So actually 2 of the assassinations were here and 1 was here. I'm now patrolling this province, and unfortunately he can see the patrollers, so he's probably just going to move out of the province. That's all he has to do. I am going to mind hunt these guys and see if I can kill them, and hope he doesn't have sneaky astral mages. But if he does, I can just heal them with Leda the Adventurer, who is a healer. That reminds me, another thing that happened is I now have Nature 6 access because of this book, which I looted off Rus, and because I just forgot that I empowered her a lot. So she's actually Nature 3 base, and then she has 3 nature boosters on her, along with the Ring of Returning, just because I'm very paranoid about her dying to an assassin or whatever. So that's really the... what else? There's something interesting I'm doing. Yeah, I'm also casting Call the Tesso. So that's why she has the Fire Death booster to boost her fire, the Skull. It's to cast this on Mashaka's 2 Palisades here. So I'm going to get rid of Telito's temple with her, and this Hanya over here is going to get rid of Newland's temple. And the reason for that is that Mashaka has built these temples fairly recently, I think, and he doesn't have any important foreign recruit sacreds or sacred commanders on his nation, so really the only reason to build these is because he's concerned about the spread of my dominion. And, well, it's, I can just get rid of them with Call the Tesso. It's pretty intensive on fire gems. This might be a waste. But it's a nice feeling to be able to cut these out. He also might be using them to boost his sacred production with an extra sacred recruitment point. So this might reduce his ability to recruit lion warriors. Is there anything really else that's really fascinating this turn? Well, I moved the corpse construction gear into this province, including the reclaimed Tome of Igor Kernhelm, so that's finally restarting in Hinnon this time, where it should hopefully be safe from assassins. Anything else fascinating? Well, I rearranged a lot of research gear, and this is another plus 100 research this turn. And now that it's getting up towards 2000, I feel like 2000 research is really all you need. I feel like that'll see me through for the time being, and now that I've got up to 1600, I can start to ease off and relax a bit with the hectic attempts to increase my research. So my plan in fighting this battle over here will feature a lot of water elementals, but I'll also be interested to see if they can use a lot of Falling Frost casts. That'll be very fun to see. And I'll re-gear these guys with magic resistance gear. I'm forging some amulets of anti-magic and some demon masks, which are the magic resistance stuff, because these are the highest HP guys, and they have fairly mediocre magic resistance, considering how valuable they are. So I do want to give them some magic resistance. It's also possible that Mashaka has regained the Nethgul artifact that auto-casts astral spells. I don't want to get my guys mentally enslaved again. And, oh yes, my cloud trapezing Dai Oni, they're cloud trapezing again. This time they're cloud trapezing onto here to kill Mtoto, the transformed dragon. If you look at Blightlands, this guy is a transformed cap-only mage, I'm pretty sure, and he's been regenerating this disease damage in battle. So he's casting Phoenix Fire and stuff. Another option I could pursue is, instead of going onto this province, I could actually go onto Parnia. Actually, Parnia might be too far away, I'm not sure. Might check that. Yeah, this guy is actually a more valuable target, now that I think about it. So he'll be doing exactly the same stuff. Phoenix Pyre, Earth stuff. He'll try to cause Eye Vengeance as well. So I'm going to Cloud Trapeze these two guys in. They have pretty decent magic resistance. Actually, they have very good magic resistance. They're even casting Iron Will as well. Yeah, I think the Transformed Giant is the more valuable target here. So but they can't tell Cloud Trapeze there, so never mind that. So for today, they'll just have to take out the Transformed Giant. It might be a mistake to do this, because I should maybe wait and then take out the Transformed Giant when it shows up. But I'll just do that, and then they can spend a turn walking back to this laboratory. I've moved my deceptive items over here, so it can look like I have plus 100 Koani in this fort. I have another Dai Oni, and he is an air random, which is pretty nice. So he's going to be moved patrolling onto here, and he's fully geared. Not the most amazing gear setup, but it's a pretty decent one. One more oriented to defense skill rather than repel, which maybe is inferior in my opinion, like I keep on hinting at. And maybe this, I think I gave him this more for map movement rather than anything else. Can he still actually get there in time if he wears the slightly stronger Armour of Knights? Yeah, he can. And that improves his protection quite a lot. 24 versus 20. Oh, but it gives you morale. It gives you 24 morale. Then again, they're not really using fear. So yeah, I'll stick with the more powerful Armour of Knights for this guy. Well, I guess I'll just go through all the messages. I summoned a couple of Revenants, did some mind hunting. All of the mind hunts landed, and then the enemies just resisted it, so that's pretty bleak. I should probably be making plus penetration gear for this. The problem with that is that the best penetration gear, which is +2, is a cursed item that you can't remove. It's one of those eyes, so if they do get feeble-minded, then it's kind of stuck on this feeble-minded guy. But I should be doing that. I just don't have enough mage turns to do it. And I don't have enough astral pearls either right now. Already talked about the assassinations. Blood hunting is pretty trash, but I'm starting to recruit a bunch of wolves. Oh, also my mind hunting this turn is going to be targeted on these provinces, which I think still have... this. I think I never actually killed this monster ball from year 3, so it's time to finally kill it. And patrolling is annoying to do, so I'm going to use Mind Hunt, which does work, by the way. That is actually a thing. So this Lich is another tempting Mind Hunt target, but it's so tempting that I really suspect that he has a stealthy Spectre or something, an Astral Mage to block Mind Hunts on it. Pygmies, that's pretty funny that he's using those, but they work decently well against Koanis. That's the Transformed Giant. Oh yeah, this is funny, because of course he actually failed. This is a Russian Palisades that I just took, and it did escape from this battle, but this absolute Chad just kept on spamming illusory warriors. And I'm tempted to just make the whole battle play because it's so funny. But yeah, you get the idea. It's just a load of illusory warriors, and eventually the dragon gives up or routs or something. Don't really care why. Typhalia. So this is another proper army. Where is this? Typhalia. I actually didn't look at this very closely, and I thought it was just an ordinary raiding force, but it actually has proper mage support. So let's have a look. It's got 2 of the anti-demon giants with the demon... Oh, now they have quickness as well. Very vicious indeed. So this is a very good setup. We saw how it killed a Dai Oni before. Then what else has he got? He's got this, doesn't really matter. This, just some nice buffs, I guess. This, shit. Here we are again. Here we go. Here we go. The Nethgul is back. Very annoying to see. Hey, what's this? An air/death lich. He might be casting Winds of Decay. I don't think I really care about Winds of Decay. Maybe he'll just be casting Wailing Winds. So this is a serious force. But my Death Ball can certainly beat this. It's just annoying that the Nethgul is back. Could have done without that, to be honest. Yeah, let's go back to... So I'm not too worried about this. It doesn't have the most siege strength either. It might actually take 2 turns to break a Palisades with this. Parnia, yeah. So I had this raiding force whose Mound King got killed, and then the transformed giant teleported in, and its retreat was blocked as well. Not the most valuable people, but it sucks to lose 4 Amano Jalkus, the heavily armoured ones. And this is the successful transformed giant raid on the coast, on the desert coast. Oh yeah, so this is wiping out the rest of Rus's attacking force. And I think the Rus player has mostly given up on this game and stopped doing stuff. I think he will try and prepare something nasty in his capital, but apart from that, this force was just sitting, waiting to be attacked. And the annoying thing is that after this, 2 of my Dai Oni did lose eyes. They lost eyes. This guy has lost 1 eye, and so has this guy. Pretty bad for their repel abilities. So the 2 ones that have double magic resistance gear are heading onto Rus, and the 2 that don't are heading elsewhere. Honestly, magic resistance is just at such a premium against both Mashaka and Rus right now. But that was the end of that. They basically couldn't fight the Dai Onis. The Dai Onis just killed everything. So I had a look at this. Unfortunately, my scout got killed by an archer, but he's got these bloody altars with a whole load of pooled blood slaves. I wonder if this province even has a laboratory, because it has such a lot of blood slaves in it. Maybe he's just waiting for me to attack. And I honestly don't know how I'm going to fight this province. I might actually just never attack these guys and just leave it to be Dominion killed, because it's just really hard to fight them. They have loads of HP and protection. They can spam Leech. They can spam Bloodletting. They can spam Summon Imps. They can spam Life for a Life, actually. Like, there's 5 Blood 3 mages with loads of blood slaves. So they can kill anything. The best way to kill these guys would probably just be a huge swarm of Koani, but even that, then they drought. So if this was an important province, I'd send in loads of Koani first, and then come back later with a more balanced force. So I took this province off these guys with just 1 commander, so it's lucky that the commander didn't get sniped, and we got some loot off these guys and got the province off them. Failed to capture this fortress, which is annoying, but I wasn't exactly sending the biggest force in here either. And that's really all there is to say for turn 76. Definitely another vicious, powerful, impactful force that Mashaka has going here. But now that I've wiped out Rus's army, and now that I'm 1 turn away from taking his cap, you know, once Rus is really beaten down with his cap gone, I can doomstack Mashaka. You know, I'm not storming this fort this turn, although I am scouting it again with a Mound King. But next turn I will storm it. Turn after that I won't bother taking these forts. I'll just move across them. Then I'll go through here and just attack Mashaka itself. It's time to end it. And that is really the story of turn 76. See you chaps next time. Let's actually press end turn as well. Toodles. Hello chaps, it's turn 77, and nothing too dramatic happened this turn. So I claimed the outer throne, which means I now have some more pearls and some more magic scales, so that's good. And some more dominion spread to bully people with. Research blood magic, what does that give us now? Oh, so I actually do have access to vampires and stuff, but my blood is just terrible, and I keep on using it on things like demon imps. But this guy is going to be blood hunting instead of forging this item, and this guy's going to be making a lightless lantern. So I'm easing up on the blood use a little bit. I should probably be making I should definitely be making an item of some kind with this dwarven hammer. I guess the dwarven hammers remind you to always make items, otherwise you might forget. So maybe that's a useful property of dwarven hammers that I hadn't considered before. I'll just make some armor of knights, I guess. What other items are even good on Earth? I mean, I guess there's always this, since I have so many Earth gems. Call the Tesso. So I tried to destroy these two temples. This one is gone, but this one, rather strangely, is still here. However, the Tesso temple destruction is still active in the province. So I don't know why this temple has survived for longer. It may be because I raided the province. I'm not sure. Now, what we have here is I'm going to break siege and attack this sieging force. And he probably expects that, because I've got these forces in the adjacent provinces. So what he could do is he could actually abandon the siege, or maintain the siege with most of his guys while he moves off into one of these adjacent provinces with one of his stronger guys. And that would actually be pretty devastating. Like, if I keep all of these guys together, then I could theoretically lose them all at once to a single thug. Same if he actually moves all of this army into this province, then these two Dai Oni will actually just run straight into it if they were going here. And that's why I'm sending them into this province without even move patrolling, because I really don't want to lose any Dai Oni just to win one battle. So I'm going to move in a lesser force from each of these provinces, you know, Ahanya, one of these guys, and this force. Actually, this force can raid here. It's pretty valuable because of the astral income. So hopefully I can win this battle. So let's have a look at how I scripted everything. Actually, let's have a look at what he actually has in Zion, because I scouted it this turn. So he has two thugs with the Dai Oni and two dragons. I have I have two thugs. The rest are working as spellcasters. Although the Sea Kings are kind of geared, but they're set to cast spells. So I have more thugs, but not by as much as usual. Then he has 3 liches, one of which is empowered in air. He has a Buddha, an Adept of the Iron Order, and some other lesser mages. And I have 4 Sea Kings, each with 6 water gems, and scripted to cast 5 water elementals, and then they can probably follow up with Falling Frost or something. I also have a Communion, each of whose members has a Reinvigoration 3 item. Although she's old, so she has more encumbrance. I don't know if that affects being a Communion slave. And then the Masters, I have 2 Masters. One is this guy with this item, to make sure he can cast Fog Warriors, otherwise he actually couldn't. And he's got some Reinvigoration. Then there's also this guy, who has some pearls to cast anti-magic. And what else will he be casting? I think he'll just be casting Earth Power and stuff to keep these Communion slaves a bit healthier. And then when he goes off script, hopefully he'll cast Gifts from Heaven. I've got this guy with the box of monsters, and some gear to make sure he doesn't die to the occasional monster that's hostile. I've got this guy with loads of reinvigoration. He's not got the full reinvigoration set up because I wanted to give him this instead of a Girdle of Might, because he's the one commanding all of the demons in this battle. And I think that covers everything in here. This guy has loads of blood, but I'm not actually using the blood magic in battle, although I totally should be. Why is he not scripted to cast anti-magic? not anti-magic, bloodlust. What a doofus. There we are, much better. So, if you look at his force, he has like a dozen mages maybe, and 200 troops. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. About a dozen mages and about 200 troops. So it's basically even. The question is, are my troops higher quality on average? And I think they are. And the question is, are my mages higher quality? And I'm really not sure about that, because he has these liches, and Death 4 mages are really, they really are something else. They can cast Drain Life, which is armor negating, no magic resistance save, so it could actually wipe out these Dai Oni, come to think of it. So we could really be in trouble. But it's worth a try, and he can't move into all of these adjacent provinces, so at least one of these adjacent provinces is going to be sending in some help, whether it's a Hanya, or a bunch of demons, or it's actually just those two options, lol. And expected PD is going to be reinforcing this. Where is he positioned on the map? Yeah, right at the back. That's fine. Oh, and we have Phoenix Pyre, so maybe Drain Life is less of an issue because of Phoenix Pyre, now that I think of it. Is he scripted to Bless? Are the other Dai Oni scripted to Bless? No, I didn't forget, that's fine. So yeah, with this absolute Chad, I mean, he isn't actually that strong defensively, and let's check this this force again. Okay, so this force doesn't have the giant versions of these guys with the anti-demon weapons. So maybe this force is less dangerous for Dai Oni. So I feel optimistic about this, but I could still lose. Something that's fun is that because I moved in these guys using Shade Mail, they actually added a little bit of siege defense. So we were down to 150 on the first turn of the proper siege, but then they only got me down to 3, so they actually still can't storm the fort. So if I lose this battle, I will still have another turn. If I lose the battle, they will breach the fort, and then I'll have one last turn to Shade Mail out all of the important mages, or most of them, because I think I have 4 Shade Mails knocking around, which is very useful. So that covers this area. Also, in general, the raiding and counter-raiding is looking pretty good. These guys can't make it onto Zion in time, so they're not going there, which is a shame. I'd also prefer to... Maybe in case he Cloud Trapezes... I guess he doesn't have Cloud Trapeze or Teleport. I can't remember if he's used that before. I don't think he does. I don't know. I'll just move these guys back to the laboratory so they can Cloud Trapeze in somewhere again. Actually, they'll move there because... without patrolling though. Yeah, they'll move there because even if they get stuck inside the fort by a siege, they will still be able to Cloud Trapeze out, I think. Can you Cloud Trapeze out of a besieged fort? I should really know that. That's definitely a useful thing to know. Let's have a look. Let's see if it says in the spell description. Why can I never see the air spells? It's because I don't play much air magic, so I never know where they are. Haven't memorized it yet. What? Oh, that's battle magic. What a dipshit, I'm in the wrong screen. What? Wait, what? Oh, I have to go here. Ugh, I just woke up, okay. So it doesn't say anything about you need to be unsieged. So I reckon they can Cloud Trapeze out of a besieged fort. Let's go through the other messages. Oh yeah, so I haven't sorted out this storm yet. I need to storm this fort, and I haven't organised it yet. So let's do that. Let us do this. So we've got darkness and anti-magic. Anti-magic's the most important one here. I've got a big ball of troops. I should probably put all of these guys on advance and cast spells, because the enemy god is in fact an immobile who is quite tanky and has Astral 8. So having advance and cast spells will allow them to get in range to cast Shatter. Whoops. Why is this guy scripted to cast spells? Is he just being a pussy? In fact, he should be scripted to cast Divine Blessing. And Phoenix Spire. Oh, my poor cat. Yes, yes, cat. I'll attend to you in a bit, my dear feline. Honestly, I actually can't be bothered. I think Roos is not putting huge amounts of effort into his turns anymore, and that kind of makes me want to not bother much either. Because even if I lose this battle, I'll probably win next time. I'll probably do enough damage to make it easier for me to win next time. The only thing I'm worried about is him spamming Master and Slave or something, but he doesn't have the gems to do that. He only has 7 equipped, so I think he's just gradually letting the gems build up from his Pretender God's innate gem generating capabilities. And of course, that means I don't really care about it. If he's just doing that, it means he's not really planning to do anything terribly vicious to me. What is this? Come on, let's put these guys in on this guy so they can be box formation and +4 morale. That's really the most. I can't be bothered to do anything more. This guy can be positioned further forward so his ice elementals can get into the fray, I guess. This is cursed, so I can't put it on someone more important. And the Hanyas are not going to invade because they are a bit too valuable. I can't buff their magic resistance like I can with the Dai Oni, so they're not going to turn up inside this siege. And actually, nor are the Dai Oni that don't have enough magic resistance. I think everyone has at least 1 magic resistance item now, all of the Dai Oni, and that is good enough for me, even though Kura has one. Shoetsu actually doesn't, so I need to give Shoetsu a magic resistance item, and I can't see one lying around on a non-essential. Oh, how annoying. You know what, I actually just don't care anymore. It's my Dominion anyway, so it should help. That should... Oh, hang on, here we are. Shoetsu, where are you? There we are. And we've also got a resistance helm. So I guess I'll put the resistance helm on my... on Mort. So these guys can flee with their fairly valuable magic items, just to make sure they get put in the laboratory where they belong. In fact, these guys can swap because the scout can sneak, and that makes him a bit more secure. And then everyone who isn't fleeing with an item to put back in the laboratory can storm the castle, except for this one token guy who's going to maintain siege, and all of the Hanyas who are going to go elsewhere, onto this province, I guess. Right. And that should be okay. Honestly, I just can't be bothered to organise it anymore. That should be fine. So, the tragic thing about invading Zion is he has these cute... not Zion, Rus. Is he has these cuties, and they give they have a 2% chance for Bringer of Fortune, and that adds up to 1 random event per turn. Now, these are actually my events, because I'm besieging Rus. I'm actually the one who received these events. So, Tiffy and C is elsewhere. But I got 800 gold, 13 fire gems, 1200 gold and 13 fire gems from besieging Rus. I'm almost, if it was like that every turn, I would actually be tempted to maintain the siege. But it would only be like that every turn with 3 events. If you had like 150 of them, not 50, so it's not worth it with just 50 or 60 of them. So I'm going to storm Rus. That'll get me 6 gems per turn, and eventually a few hundred gold per turn. That'll finally defeat him as a serious enemy. He should get Dom killed at some point. He might actually survive with some Dominion over here, but now that Rus has gone down, I might just continue. I'll probably not even go here. I'll probably just go down the coast here. Or I might even leave this fortress up, because going here will incite Pelagia to attack me more. And now that's a pussy way of thinking. Then again, going for the throne would make Pelagia nervous, so I might be better off just going here and finishing off Mashaka, because I don't want Pelagia to be telling other people. I mean, basically I can come for this throne at some other time. So I need to be claiming this throne at some point, and I don't know what I should be doing with my Pretender God. So, but Mashaka is still very much alive and well in the open field, so I think I'm going to keep my Pretender God in the area, and he can just search Storn Woods for a site. And that means Storn Woods should not be site searched. Instead, I should do something useful like summon wolves or something. I don't know. I've got some wolves over here patrolling this province now, which is pretty nice. I guess I should put these guys under his command to join the patrol, even if, you know, since they're there anyway. Because we have some provinces, like this one is 113, this one's 144, this one is 163. So we have some provinces that have huge amounts of unrest. I'm trying to finally sort them out. Like this one too. I think this is just blood hunting though, probably. Also, at some point we got another minus population event in Bay Pond. This used to be 10,000 population. Truly tragic. And I think that's all the overview of the turn. So to cover everything, I should go through the messages. Oh yeah, my Dominion has now penetrated all the way down here. If you look at the score graphs, everything is going up, like I showed in the previous turns. But let's go through the messages. So, Blood Magic is completed, already mentioned that. Claimed the Throne, already mentioned that. Called the Tesso, already mentioned that. Mind Hunt, we failed a Mind Hunt. I thought he might have someone there by looking at the map movements between different forts, but oh well. Didn't find anything with Arcane Probing. Cast Watcher. So Watcher is one of the troops I have in this province. Actually, let's check my troop alignments. Yeah, so I've got these guys out in the front. Oh, I've got my most important... I've got this guy right in the front where he's most vulnerable. What an idiot. What an idiotic thing to do. I should probably have some guys on hold and attack closest right at the back. And I do, so that's nice. Yeah, it should be okay. Power of the Spheres. Is that good? Yeah, it is good. I thought it might be boosting enemy mages, but he doesn't have any Astral mages anyway that I can think of. Corpseman construction. So our Corpseman construction factory is back up and running finally. Oh, and it's actually... Is it actually that many now? 16? It doesn't have an icon to tell you how big your bonus is. Oh yeah, I've got a 15 bonus to construction. So it's 16 corpses for 1 air gem, which is pretty nice. Alal resisted, but Shadow died, and Shadow was up in this province. So this must have been an indie of some kind. I think it was. And now that he's gone, whoever he commanded will die as well. I don't know why. Why is it called Shadow, though? I thought this was a monster boar. Yeah, it's a monster boar. So I still haven't got rid of the monster boar. Shadow was just someone else. Unless a monster boar is called Shadow, but that doesn't sound quite right. Penator, the enemy, Mashaka's Lich, survived. Made a few more Revenants, but like I said, I'm going to ease up on the research boosting now that it's already up to 1660. We cloud trapezed in with 2 Dai Oni onto the transformed dragon and completely dropped the hammer on it and destroyed it. I mean, it's not really a fair contest between a dragon chassis and a full-on 2 Dai Onis that have been empowered as well. The wonder is that he didn't actually run away. Wow, 3 hits and he's already like that. The armies of Mashaka are routed. Wait, what? Okay, so he routed and then he... Why didn't he come back to life and then flee? Was he actually unconscious after his buffing script? So he has a chest wound. Oh, it's the Axes of Hate. It's this. I forgot that I gave them this. Yeah, because I knew he'd be using Phoenix Pyre. I used an Axe of Hate to just immediately put him unconscious. And actually, that has a double thing. It means they can't use Phoenix Pyre. It also means they can't use their flying to instantly rout and run away. So that's really useful, actually. I planned that all along. And I found two sites here when I site searched with the casual Hanya. Just a couple of gems there, nothing too fantastic. This is what the gem income looks like now. I didn't hold that open for long enough for anyone to look at. So this is what the gem income looks like now. She's going there. Terrible blood income. Oh yeah, a couple more assassinations. So I lost a Crystal Sorceress who had just been trained in the Crystal Sorceress place. So he's got one here. I'm going to mind hunt that province, of course, in reaction. And I also lost a Mound King. Where was that? I actually didn't check this. Oh my. He's actually using bottles of living water now. But this was just an ordinary Mound King. So you're welcome to assassinate that. So yeah, he's welcome to carry on assassinating like that. Raided some provinces and got raided as well. Nothing too fascinating here, although actually looking at those... Oh yeah, and Rus cast Strands of Arcane Power, and this is a very annoying global to go up against. However, look at the Dominion. I have Dominion here, so it didn't affect me at all, because I actually don't have anyone in his Dominion. Although for some reason it said it still gave me a message. I think maybe this province must have been in his Dominion when that ritual was cast, and then by the end of the turn Dominion spread and covered that province. So we've got some events. I think I already showed you those. So with all the 1200 gold surplus from this turn, and from the very nice plus 50 gold income here, I actually had a gold surplus of like 1,500 at the start of this turn, and I splurged that on a bunch of mages and some temples, including, I'm going to build a temple underwater in this lake as well, and I'm building one here, going to build some more elsewhere as well, building one here, because I just really love bullying people with my Dominion. Eventually I'll run into more people who have order scales, so it's nice to have it very, very strong. 15 Dominion strength. And I patrolled out a diseased demon in this province, so that's very reassuring to get rid of that. And I'm going to leave one group to continue patrolling there. The other groups will probably end up patrolling here. I do not want my my Crystal Sorceresses getting assassinated just as they're trained. That's very annoying. And I think that about covers everything that happened this turn. So Roos should be finally dead, and once he's dead, I might not even bother. I guess I can take these with like a spare Dai Oni thug while the rest of the army moves on to here and then aims at Mashaka itself. That about covers it. Can't think of what else is going on. I've got a lot of free spawn building up everywhere again, so I need to train more. Death mages just so I can cast more summon Mound King spells. Otherwise, I just don't have enough Mound Kings to ferry everything around. Look at all this trash piling up. Also, something that's worth noting is that Cetus recruited a whole load of mercenaries. And Cetus, he actually lost his, I think when Roos cast Strands of Arcane Power, or possibly at some earlier point, Cetus lost his huge plus income global. Which is a shame, because Cetus is fighting and is most certainly more powerful than Cetus. I got a random event that gave me Dominion here. So I can spy scales from this, actually. Why are they different in this province? Yeah, did not go heavy on scales. So yeah, is the big enemy, along with Atlantis. You can see how Atlantis has a province all the way over here. AI Ermor hasn't actually been conquered here, which is weird. So hopefully and Atlantis start fighting each other. Maybe they're cooperating against Cetus or something. I remember Cetus having a province, having a big fort here. So I don't know really where Cetus is. Do I even know where Cetus is? I actually don't. So that's pretty stupid. I don't know where Lanka is either. Lanka got destroyed a long time ago, but I don't know where the province is. So I'm kind of ignorant. I should probably pester Cetus's player for more info, but I just don't have any death gems to send him. I could send him some as a courtesy call, but I'd rather trade for like a Moonvine bracelet or something. if I was going to send him death gems. I'll have to ask him about that. Oh well, I think that covers everything, but basically I wish Cetus the best of luck, because unlike he is not a competitor to win this game in my estimation. Unless he wins against dramatically. And hopefully all of these back and forth sieges are giving Atlantis the impression that I'm not winning that quickly. Although I guess he'll be disabused of that notion if he sees this battle with a scout. And now that he sees this province going down as well. Yeah. Oh well. Atlantis is just a funny player because of this fort. This is just so funny. But, oh yeah, that's something I could do. I could increase the, because I still have 1 misfortune in my scales, I could increase this to 10, just to be on the safe side. I don't want to have to be fannying around underwater trying to reclaim things from a random indie attack. So that would be probably a good idea. I think I've increased all my PD to 10, just to deal with the unrest a bit. Did I see a 6 just now? No, but I saw a 1 here. Put in 20 on the throne. This province is probably kind of safe as well, but it's not entirely safe yet, so I won't waste the money. This province I'm about to build a temple in, so I'm definitely assuming it's safe. And it's got high income. Yeah, there's nothing more to say. That is the entirety of turn 77. See you chaps next time. Hello chaps. The big story of this turn is that he retreated from Zion, and I think I'm going to chase him. He also destroyed this small demon force I had besieging this place. Not a biggie. No biggie, just a man king there. And I won in Rus very easily, and I did loot the Ring of Wizardry. So that's quite nice that we got that. Didn't lose anything, haven't lost any Dai Onis for a while now. And really that's the big story of this turn. There's a few other things going on. So all of these messages are basically boring. Didn't find any sites with them, only killed an independent who was sneaking around, causing unrest, I think, and upgraded some Hanyas. Then my god found 2 magic sites over here in this throne province. It's just earth and nature, so nothing amazing. The mighty pillars, yeah, didn't find anything there. Blood slave income, still pretty mediocre, but I'm starting to save up the blood slaves. I'm starting to increase my income a bit more and try and be more serious about it. We also have +9 just from sites, which is pretty nice. Here's our gem income this term. Astral is actually very high now. I didn't realise that. Water is still pretty low. I guess I should do some Voice of Apsu over here. And then we have some assassinations. So this guy just straight up won because he had Iron Skin, which makes him immune to his attacks. Here the corpse constructs stunned the disease demon, I think, as they died. Yeah, here's another crystal sorceress getting destroyed just as she's newly trained, which is very bad. But I am patrolling that province with a Mount King and some demons now. So should be able to deter those guys. This is a mutual annihilation at least, and this is the only clean victory for him. So he lost 4 disease demons, and that will definitely reduce his ability to assassinate in the future. That's very nice to see. Here is the battle in Zion when he retreated. He left a transformed giant here, and I think the transformed giant must have just... I mean, the transformed giant massively gem drained me, so I lost loads of water gems, loads of air gems, loads of death gems. So it was actually worth it for him to die, but it may have been a mistake as well. Or it may have been just to make sure I couldn't break siege with something trivial. So this Lich died, but he's immortal, so he'll be back. I need to do something special about them. I need to soul slay them. Probably need to get my astral mages in gear to do that. Laria, yeah, that's a counter raid where his Buddha didn't defend the province, of course, afterwards. So he lost another Lich over here, probably to his own heat aura, so that's not important. That's just him reclaiming Newland, which is to the south of Zion, right here. And there weren't that many battles this turn. Then there's Rus, and you can see how we gained the Ring of Wizardry. And, you know, the Great Marid was like huge. He had the Ring of Wizardry, but he didn't really cast anything special. The Idol of the Sun was the other thing I was worried about with Astral 8, and but again, didn't cast anything special. And it had this this special DE item that boosts sorcery paths for immobiles, but it also didn't have an amulet of resilience in the other slot, and it really should have had an amulet of resilience in the other slot. This player just isn't gearing people very thoroughly. I gained an Earth Gnome in this province, so that's nice. I now have an Earth Gnome. He can cast Gnome Lore on this cave. I like that. Also, he's geared because of assassins, but also because I have too much gear. I have so much gear that I actually can't do the thing I like to do. I tried to de-gear everyone in this province and then re-gear them, but I had to stop because... Why is this guy heading here? What is the deal? What is this guy's deal? He must be going here to cast Tito Bashira. So I had to stop because this inventory actually filled up. It wasn't big enough. So that's a thing. Then there's the events. So gained an Earth Gnome, very nice. This is a failure. Didn't die to the assassination. Gained some random gems. That's nice. And gained Holger the Head and some gold, so that's nice. Hey, Norville. Norville is still getting pop killed. I don't like that. This was a 5k population province a while back. What's the deal here? Osamu bin Laden. I think this guy was called Osamu, so I added bin Laden on. Quite juvenile. She can help patrol this province, I guess. Just in case they do find him. And that about covers it. So, not sieging Nom and Duvan enough to break the walls yet. I think I'm going to ignore this province, because taking this province off he could actually be selling blood slaves to Mashaka, and Mashaka could actually be using those blood slaves to summon the disease demons. That would be annoying. I think he's probably getting the disease demons from a site, though. I seem to remember a site that gives you disease demons. So this would be quite a nice province to get for gems. No, it's not actually a big gem income province. No gold either. I think I'm just going to keep on laying siege. I'm going to move this guy away because he might get leech spammed if they break siege. So yeah, he might be auto-generating loads of blood slaves with all of the bloody altars that are in here and selling them to Mashaka, but I don't think he is. And basically the bloody altars, because they can spam really good spells like leech, I could kill them with a bunch of little demons, actually. But then even they might die to, like, agony or stream, like... I don't know, it's just not worth it. I don't gain much from taking this province, and I feel like Roos might actually be on the path to getting Dom killed. So obviously he's Dom killed over here. The question is whether he can maintain his dominion over here. Now, he's already down to 1 candle in this province, and this isn't even his dominion anyway. So it's really these 3 provinces. Now, I think he's going to get pressured a bit by Pelagia and over here. So that kind of leaves here, and he's already down to 4 candles here. So it's really just this province where he's still strong. So I think I can just... It might take a while, but I think he'll get Dominion killed eventually. And in fact, even Mashaka, if I can take this province and replace its temple with one of my own, he might get Dominion killed as well. Sadly, I can't get rid of these underwater temples with Call the Tesso, but I could demolish this temple. In fact, I will demolish this. That's the real reason he's not doing anything. It's because he is my Call the Tesso caster. Casting Call the Tesso on the enemy cap. Well, this guy has been using pop kill against me and assassins, so it's nothing he doesn't deserve. But yeah, he's going to get Call the Tessoed. And that's going to be very, very nice to see. because he'll then lose the ability to train his sacred cap-only mages, which I think are probably the ones he's training. And it'll also block his ability to cast, to train lion warriors, and lion warriors are definitely good against me. So I should have done this a long time ago. It's actually stupid that I haven't, but it's finally time to do that. Oh yeah, I feel like such a bitch doing this, but in a good way. So this temple's gone, and with that temple gone, and this temple is going to get raided eventually, you know, he might actually get dom killed pretty quickly. Planning on raising this temple with my armies. Maybe I should try and raise this temple, because I feel like once he knows the score that I'm trying to dom kill him, he'll put people in this province to defend it. So it might be a couple turns. Like, I want to pause and siege down this fort. But if I don't know. Maybe the next turn this guy will call the Tesso on this province as well. And what else am I doing? Well, Rus, I'm actually not going to take this province, because doing it will make Pelagia more paranoid about me. Currently, Pelagia sees this province and he sees this province, and that'll give him the impression that I'm not really that strong yet. Maybe. I don't know. Pelagia might be more concerned about because Pelagia can see that is also very strong. Then again, why do I care? It only matters what Pelagia thinks if Pelagia is strong, which he isn't, or if Pelagia is in intense communication with and Atlantis trying to raise the alarm about me, but I'm sure they already understand that anyway, and I'm sure they're actually about as strong as me anyway, so not sure how much difference that makes. Also, Mashaka can do that too, so I should really be sending a force. Then again, if I try and raid this place, Mashaka can send some guys against me, so not sure how effective that is. Maybe I should probably send one Dai Oni. Why do these guys have people under their command? Alright, it's just random trash. I think I'll send Takafumi. What does he have? He's lost an eye. So, if he loses the other eye, he won't have that repel anymore. Maybe Minoru is the one I should send. Yeah, I'll send Minoru, and I'll give him... Corpse constructs are pretty good at sieging, actually, aren't they? Actually, I'll give Minoru... Oh, I don't know, because now Minoru doesn't have very good morale. Oh, I'll give him worm food, actually. That's a good idea. Kind of a difficult one, actually. I think worm food plus these guys. That should do it. They can probably take on this fortress by themselves. That should be okay. And I think that's about all there is to say about this turn. It's a shame that I'm never getting these fire globals because I'm just casting the fire gems, but oh well. Also, my temples are expanding. I'm building more temples. I built a temple here last turn. I'm going to build some temples here. Train some more demon priests. Train another Naminari somewhere, I guess. Why not? And that uses up all of my gold. So that'll be good. Then again, if I use up all my gold, I won't have the gold left over for more temples. Have to look at it that way too. But I'm even building a temple underwater here, because pushing people's dominion in like this is just... it's pretty cool. And it's nice to be able to exploit it. Normally you can't because they cost 400 gold. But of course, for Yomi they cost 200. So that's pretty nice to see. And if, depending on whose dominion is over here, if is pushing into Mashaka as well for dominion, then he could actually die pretty suddenly. Like, he's lost all of his dominion here. This is his cap circle. And he's down to 6 dominion here. Is that his max? Is his maximum? And he has no dominion here. So actually, it's not just the provinces that I've spread into. It's also the provinces where I have removed his dominion. This one, it's removed. This one, it's removed. I mean, this could be other neighbours as well. Whose dominion is this? So this is Mashaka's scales, right? Double turmoil, double sloth, double growth, and some luck. That's not very good scales. For his, he took in a Wake Titan, so yeah, his Pretender God build is pretty bad. I think this guy is more skilled than me, but his Pretender God is not good this game. So this is actually Roos's dominion, it must be. Oh, okay, so Roos's, no, it's not Roos's dominion, because this is Atlantis's dominion. For a moment I thought that was Roos's dominion. Actually, Roos has a temple in this province, doesn't he? I just remembered that from earlier. So Roos actually has this province all the way over here. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to pop kill him at all. Maybe I need to conquer these provinces finally. I've been avoiding conquering these provinces here, because I didn't want to end up neighbouring but actually doesn't rule this area. Roos does, and I'm already at war with Roos. So what am I doing? What am I thinking? What an idiotic... What a dumb thing to do. I'm just going to alchemize even more earth gems, because I just don't care anymore. And I'm not using them. I should save them up for like a global or something, but I'm just not. Oh, and that's another thing, globals. Now that I killed Roos's god, I've taken global slots away from a weak player and allowed them to be accessed by the 3 strong players. So that's probably a mistake on my part. Don't know about that. It's also worth noting that Mashaka has the Eyes of God, so he can see exactly how well I'm doing and how big I am, which is pretty bad. Pretty bad for like my diplomacy. I basically can't conduct diplomacy, and the only thing that prevents Atlantis and from attacking me is... Well, Atlantis could attack me a bit, but he doesn't really border me yet. And then doesn't have a border with me either. So yeah, I should be raiding these provinces. And it's kind of stupid that I haven't been already. Is this guy strong? No, he's not really a strong chassis. These guys are 0 upkeep and pretty good, so I don't want to waste them. This guy is a Chad though, so he can raid. He'll raid this province. And that's turn 78. Is there anything else left to do? Well, let's go and masturbate over these graphs. So provinces are going up again. Forts are going up. Are they going up? Yeah, I took a fort this turn, and I'm going to cast Teta Bashira pretty soon. Income took it a dip from Mashaka's raiding me again, but now it's going up again. Gem income going up. Research getting a bit steeper, but it's kind of, you can see the real steepness is around here. So research is still pretty lame, but we finally clawed up to 1,700 a turn. Dominion going up pretty rapidly. I don't know why it dipped in this turn, but this is pretty strong. Army size and ascension points. Wait, is this me? Am I now in the lead? Oh, I'm actually in the lead. No one else has 3 thrones. Where's the thrones? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have 3 thrones. Weirdly, there's actually 4 unclaimed thrones. 2 of those are mine, but 2 of them aren't, which is strange. Ugh. So after I cast Release Throne Power here, I guess I'll send my Pretender God underwater to claim this. And then he'll have to come down here to claim this. And then people will really start worrying. And I might also have to forge some more air breathing gear, like pills of air breathing. I have 4 Sea Kings, Sea King courts. So if I can amass enough water gems to just spam loads of Sea King courts, I might actually kind of be able to contest Atlantis underwater. Obviously I won't be able to invade Atlantis, but I might be able to take this throne. Including with underwater Dai Oni. It should be possible to actually gear Dai Oni so that they're usable underwater. Although it's very dangerous, but it might be possible to take this throne off Atlantis. basically I need 3 thrones. So can I get this one? Maybe not. Can I get this one? Yes, definitely. So that gives me 6 thrones. Then there's this one. Can I get it? Probably. I will have to find to do this, but I can probably get it. And that brings me up to 7. So actually, it's like I mentioned a while back, it's actually these 3 that I want to take. Because Pelagia is much weaker, both in terms of player skill, probably, and territory compared to Atlantis. So, yeah, the real issue is fighting for these 2 thrones on the land and fighting Pelagia underwater for this one. Maybe I should actually be thinking about throne rushing a lot more urgently than I am. Maybe I should be sending my prophet over here to claim this throne, but I feel like slow and steady is fine too. So that's all I have to say about this. Maybe I should be rushing it though. The thing is, you can't really rush it. Like, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 turns to 5 turns to get here. Maybe I could do a throne rush. I could do what I did up here to take this throne, I'm sure. The problem is coordinating it all, and I think I would rather... I think I'll just try and defeat Mashaka first. If I try and throne rush, then will be fighting me along with Mashaka, and that would be very annoying. I'll also have to go over these Palisades without claiming them, which would have pretty dangerous implications for my ability to retreat if I lost battles. So I don't think I'll do that. Oh, I guess I could take these fortresses with the Dai Oni. Pretty interesting stuff. But that's turn 78. Enough rambling.